Hey guys, here's a list of Apex characters in my opinion. Enjoy. Here's the list. I've ranked every character from their passive abilities and tacticals. I also ranked them on how they act in fights and how useful they are. Let's start at the bottom of the list with D and C. I didn't think any characters were unplayable, so I did not put anyone in D. I did put 2 characters in C. The reason I put these characters here was because I didn't think they were useful in every situation, but they still had some situations where they would be very useful. Let's start off with Wattson. Wattson is great for indoor combat and holding off teams from an area. Her tactical is perimeter security. It's pretty good if you're trying to hold off an area where a squad is coming through, and it's good for stunning enemies and keeping them in one place. The bad thing is that if you're in an open area, the enemies can easily break the nodes and kill you. This is one of the reasons why I put her in one of the lower tiers. Wattson's ultimate. Wattson's ultimate is fairly good because it stops incoming ordnance from hitting you, and it can also stop many ultimates. A downside to it is that it's very bright and many people can see it, so a lot of people will rush you, and it breaks fairly easily. Our next character is Rampart. Rampart is very good if you have high advantage because snipers do devastating damage through her walls. Her ultimate is very good if you have high advantage too, because if you have sights on the enemies all around you, you can easily shred through their armor and knock them down. One thing about Rampart that's pretty bad is that she can't move around too quick. Another thing that's bad about her is that if a third-party squad comes into your fight, then there's no way you can escape unless you have a Wraith on your team. She's also pretty vulnerable while she's on her turret because anyone can sneak behind her and easily kill her. That is why this character is on this tier. The next tier is B. This tier has quite a few characters on it, so I'll try to sum them up quickly. The first character is Mirage. He's pretty good for taking on squads, and his ultimate is amazing because it just turns you into like a million dudes. Plus, you have like the greatest freaking passive in the world. You go invis when you res and respawn, so you can like pull off quick reses. And I think this character is great for just 1v3ing, and yeah. There's nothing too bad about this character, but it's pretty hard to know when to send your decoys out, and you can't really control them that freely, so yeah. The next character is Crypto. Crypto's great for finding squads, and his ultimate is just great because you can literally just EMP a whole squad and crack their shields. It also slows them down for a while, which buys time like for your squad to go in and just shred them, since they lost 2 bars of shield, plus they slow down. So if you have an Octane on your team, you can just rush like mad, and yeah. A few things that are bad about Crypto is that he can't move whilst he's using his drone, and his ultimate also damages himself. His drone can also be like destroyed really quick, so like if the person has good aim and is quick enough, whilst you're EMPing they can just destroy the drone, and it's a wasted ult and you have to wait for your drone to recharge, which is annoying. The next character is Octane. Octane has a fairly simple skill set, and his stim like makes him run really fast, so you can escape battles pretty easily. And his ultimate is where he puts a jump pad down, and you can rush squads like without being like shot, and you can also try to make like sneaky plays, get to high ground. And he's all in all a very like simple character to play, but he still has like those little like things you need to learn to play. Octane's passive is pretty good too because he heals your health. Downsides about Octane is where like when he uses his stim, like quite a bit of his health goes away. That's the reason he has like that passive to heal him back up, and he's a decent character, so I put him in the middle section. He also, I like his ultimate, but like you need to know when to put it down. You know, you can't just put it down every time you see a squad, because if you do that, you're like never gonna win. Because if you rush every single squad, you're done, son. Like, just give up. Next character is Bangalore. Firstly, her tactical is like a smoke like launcher thingy, so it like can keep you covered from enemies, but it like attracts more enemies to come to you because like you can see it like literally from across the map and you can't see in it. So if there's an enemy bloodhound, you're basically screwed and you're dead because he can just activate his ult or scan and the whole team can see him. But if you combo Bangalore with bloodhound, it's pretty good because if anyone comes into your smoke, they're basically dead. Another thing about Bangalore is her passive. So every time she's shot, she moves like double speed. So that makes her mega quick. Things that are bad about Bangalore is that when you put your smoke down, you're basically giving your location to everyone. Her ultimate's pretty good, but you literally have a flare in your hands when you're holding it. And it can stun you. No, it can damage you actually, but it just stuns your teammates. It's very good for like keeping your opponents in one spot and like slowly damaging them. But that's about it. And you can't see through your own smoke, as I said. So yeah, you literally have no idea where the enemies are. Next character is Revenant. Revenant's ult is great because you basically get 2 lives because of the death totem, and his silence is good because it blocks all passives, ultimates, and tacticals. There's not too much bad about Revenant, but like his death totem, when you go into death totem and you go fight someone, you only have your red health, so it's pretty easy to get like sent back to the totem. So like you have to be sneaky, and yeah. You also have to have good movement skills with Revenant because like he doesn't have any movement like mobility stuff except his passive, which lets him like climb up walls like higher. And yeah, that's about it. But you need to like be able to like slide and jump and stuff, and maybe bounce off walls and bounce off zip lines. Now we're on to the A tier. This is for like characters that are almost like really good and are like really perfect, but they still have a few things that are kind of bad about them. First up is Gibraltar. All in all, Gibraltar has one of the best skill sets in the game in my opinion, because he has the gun shield, which is basically just like more body armor when you're aiming your gun, and his dome can protect the whole squad. He also reses quicker in the dome, and he can hide away from many ults, and if you're about to die you can quickly throw it down. Yeah, and his ultimate is like a bombardment, so it can like make enemies run away if you don't want to get rushed yet, so you have time to heal or something like that. And yeah, it's just all in all a great character. And yeah, things not too good about Gibraltar is that he doesn't like, his gun shield doesn't have much health, but I think the health for it is pretty good, because say if someone has a Mastiff and they shoot it, like it will only do damage to the gun shield, it won't do damage to your body, since Mastiff like is a single shot weapon. Maybe you get hit by like a Kraber or something, like I'm not sure if this is true or something, but like I'm pretty sure it will block the Kraber shot. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure the gun shield can block Kraber shots. Even though it doesn't have the full health, I think the Kraber shot will just hit it, but it won't like go through it. I think it'll just hit it. Things bad about Gibraltar is that his ult damages him and stuns his teammates, and his dome shield has quite a long cooldown. Next character is Horizon. The reason I put Horizon here is because she got a recent nerf and it affected her really bad. She was probably S tier before that, but they like nerfed the speed she could move when she was on her like a gravity lift, so that affected her pretty bad. But that's about it for Horizon. I think her ultimate is very powerful, and her gravity lift is still very good because it can get her above her enemies, and it can get her to escape bad situations. So yeah. The next character is Fuse. Fuse is the newest legend to the game, and I think he came in pretty smoothly. His tactical is very good because it distracts your enemies. It makes quite a bit of noise, but I feel like it's very good, and that's why I put him on like this part of the list. His ultimate, the Mother Load, is great too because you can trap enemies in it, and it does a fair amount of damage. So I'm pretty sure he deserves a spot on this list, and I've enjoyed him so far since he's come out, but I'm sure they might nerf him in the future, or maybe give him a few buffs, but that's what I think about Fuse. The next character is Lifeline. Lifeline is one of the original characters of Apex, and she came out when the game launched, so she's been here for quite a while, and they've buffed her and changed her abilities quite a bit. Like, I'm pretty sure it's her passive or something, where like, when she like reses now, she puts her Doc Joan down to res instead of just having, her normal res. But if, like, she can't res two people at once of that. So if she's already resing someone with the Doc Joan, she has to res someone with, like, the normal res. She's pretty strong. That's a very good ability. It also brings up a shield so you can protect your enemies with it. And it's probably, like, the best passive in the game, in my opinion. I've been playing Lifeline a lot recently, and I think it's just a great ability. And yeah, and her ultimate is very good too, because it can give you a bunch of loot, and it has like purple armor, meds, and everything you need in it. Her tactical is good too, because it can like heal your whole squad. You don't have to carry much meds as Lifeline, because the tactical will just do it all for you. And it can even heal up to full health, so you can just use the shield bat and use the Doc Joan at the same time, and you're good to go. The next character is Bloodhound. They're my main, and they're one of my favorite characters. I don't play them as much as I used to, but I still think they are great. So their tactical is where they can scan like almost half an area. It's really good for like trying to find enemy locations. Their ultimate is where they use like this weird like raging like red electric stuff that will like let you see through gas and smoke, and it also reduces your scan cooldown. So yeah, it's a very good character, and I recommend it to everyone. The downsides, they're not many, but I say some of them, maybe like the cooldown for their tactical, it's pretty long. It used to be shorter, but the ultimate covers that. And yeah, I think that's about it for Bloodhound. Now we are onto the S tier characters. These are like the best of the best characters, which I think are the greatest characters in Apex Legends. The first character is Wraith. She's been nerfed quite a bit, but she's still very powerful. Her tactical is where she can go invisible. It's called Phase, and it just lets you escape combat so easily. It does like leave a blue trail, but if you're low on HP, you can just quickly use that tactical and you're out of the situation immediately. The ultimate is a portal, so you can transport your teammates around the map much quicker, and whilst you're using it, you run way faster. Her passive is Voices from the Void. So say if you're about to get shot by an enemy, you'll get a warning, and you can tell your teammates that you're about to get shot by an enemy, and you have just like a spidey sense kind of thing. Some downsides is where when you use the phase, like before you phase, there'll be kind of like a delay where your character does an animation, and they nerfed the portal length by quite a bit. Next is Caustic. Caustic is one of the meta characters, since his gas does so much damage, and you can put multiple canisters down at once, and it just causes chaos if you're indoors. His gas grenade is pretty easy to use. It's easier than the canisters, but of course it takes longer to charge, and I'm pretty sure it does more damage, or maybe it just, the gas releases quicker, and it covers like a bigger area than just the normal canisters, and it just does a bunch of damage, and it's amazing. He also doesn't get damaged by his own gas, but your teammates will get slowed down by it. One thing I forgot to add is that he can see through his gas. As I said, one of the downsides is where your teammates get slowed down, but all in all, he's a great character. They're probably gonna nerf him. They did nerf the damage of the gas by quite a bit in the recent Chaos Theory event, But yeah, he's a great character and I recommend him to everyone. Next is Pathfinder. Pathfinder has been like, through the game's history, Pathfinder's been kind of going like up and down like a roller coaster. There's some like points where Pathfinder's been horrible, but for now he's Pathfinder's decent. He's okay, and he's pretty good if you like moving around the map quickly, because his tactical, he has a grappling hook that lets you swing around, but it doesn't let you like bring your teammates with you. But his ultimate, he can shoot a zip line where all your teammates can ride it, and it's easy to rush enemies. It's kind of loud though, and yeah. Some bad things about Pathfinder is that the zipline has quite a, the grappling hook has quite a long cooldown, and yeah, that's about it though. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.